So, oh my god, guys, I can't believe I just did this, but I read 3 books in. I finished 3 books in one night. I mean, whoa, okay. Yeah, sure, I started them like 2 weeks ago, but still, mind blown. Okay, so as for my earlier video, I forgot to mention that after the Confessions of Murder Suspect, my new one was Tease. Tease by Amanda Maisel. I'm looking forward to this one. I think it'll be a good book. Good book. But now that I'm done talking about that one, I just wanted to talk to you guys more about probably one of the best books I've read this year, and that is Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. In Every Last Word, we follow a girl named Samantha Sam McAllister. I couldn't remember her last name for a second. We follow the story of Samantha McAllister, who is a girl that is plagued with her OCD that is more obsessive than compulsive, and she's in the popular crowd, but she's feeling all this pressure from the popular crowd like a lot of people do. She feels pressured. Her friends are making her OCD worse. She can't stop the obsessive compulsive thoughts when she's around them. And then she meets Caroline, a girl who introduces her to Poet's Corner that helps her, that helps her in ways that her other friends can't. But that's it for the non-spoilers. I can't really get into much about this book without spoiling it. But this book, my rating, if you want to know my rating, I rate it 10 out of 10. It is like one of the best books I've read, contemporaries I read since 13 Reasons Why. So, if you don't want to be spoiled, I suggest leaving the video now. But if you do want to be spoiled, or you have read the book, I would suggest staying. It's gonna be fun to talk about it. But oh my god, guys, this book, if you want a good contemporary read that's about illness and disorders, this is a good one to pick up. It's probably, I wish the top 5 Wednesday video, top 5 books about mental health and illness came out this week, so I could include this one in my list. But unfortunately, it came out last week. But if I did have to choose the top 5, where I would put it on top 5 Wednesday, I would put it at number 1 because it just blew my mind more than Identical did, and I loved it so much, and I'm just like, ah! So, if you guys haven't read Every Last Word and don't want to be spoiled, I suggest leaving the video now so I could talk about it more in depth. So bye, non-spoiler people. If you don't want to be spoiled for this book, I suggest you go get it, you go read it, because it is worth every penny to read this book. Alright, so hi, non-spoilery people. Let's get deep into this discussion about this book, because this book made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me feel all the emotions that a good book should do. So definitely 10 out of 10 stars for this one. So, as per usual, let's get on with the characters. The characters of this book. We'll focus on the Poet's Corner first. I'm sorry if I have to read their names back from here. I'm not very good at names. But at the ending of the book, it does mention pretty much all of them. I do want to start on AJ because he is the more important part of the book. Cameron, we didn't get to really know about Cameron that much. We get to know that his parents are going through a divorce, and that's it. So that's for Cameron. He's really shy. We don't really hear much from him in this book. But the reason why I give this book such a high rating is because there is not just one single character that I didn't care about. They're all good. They all made me care for them. Even when I hated them, I still wanted to read about them. The characters kept me intrigued. It was amazing. And most books can't do that nowadays, and I'm just so happy about that. Chelsea didn't know. I know her as a girl who writes poetry about her ex-boyfriend. She seemed pretty nice, pretty chill. Sydney, I just love how Sydney gets the candy wrapper. does the candy wrapper thing, and not candy wrapper. But I love how she writes about food on food products. That's pretty good. I liked that. Oh, Jessica, I really, really, really cried whenever I was reading about Jessica and her mom and how Jessica's mom died at the end of the novel. That was the one final thing that just brought me to tears. Everything in this book, from the beginning to the end, just made me more intrigued. It wanted me to read it more. Even when I was doing the whole, well, you had to read this many chapters from this book and this many chapters from this book, I just wanted to finish this book because this book was so perfect. It was perfectly executed. It portrayed OCD like no one's business. I read the acknowledgement. Apparently her friend was diagnosed with the author's friend was diagnosed with this type of OCD 4 years ago, so I was intrigued by that. I was so impressed by how well she researched the OCD because I know people with OCD. I have slight OCD myself. It doesn't, mess with my mind as bad as Sam's did. But mine's more like the whole everything has a place, needs to be in its place OCD. I don't know what you would call that, but it's controlled. It really is. And God, this one. It's just like with Emily, I'm just all like, oh my God, that was so sad. I felt really sad for her. I love how it perfectly executes emotions for what a family member of what a person goes through. One of their family members have cancer. I totally love that perfect execution. Everything from this book is perfectly executed perfectly. And I'm just like, oh my God, praise. So many praise for this book. Guys, so many. Okay, let's get down to the eights because I feel like AJ is a very important part of the story. So we're getting more in depth characters. And we'll start with Haley. Haley, at first, I'm just all like, okay, well, she's one of the age, I won't like her as much, but at the ending of the novel, when she was all like, I won't stand for this anymore, I'm not gonna let you do to Sam what you did to Sarah, I was all like, you go, Haley. I was so glad that she was just all like, I'm not gonna let you do what you've been doing. You are not gonna ignore Sam just because she's not your perfect fit in this group. So I applaud Haley for that. I really liked her character execution. Olivia didn't really say much, so I can't really say it for Olivia. Oh my God, let's do Caitlin. Caitlin has a pretty nasty attitude. In the way she's all like, I liked how she apologized at the end. She's all like, hey, what I did wasn't cool back then or now. I was just all like, okay, if you just really mean that apology, I don't think she did, but just to kiss ass, she apologized to Sam, and Sam knew that, so I'm like, okay. I really didn't like Caitlin. The way she made fun of AJ for having a stuttering problem in the 5th grade really ticked me off. I know Sam did too, but Sam was more like, oh my God, concerning. I'm concerned what I did to him. I feel really bad what happened to him, and it's really fucked up what we did. And Caitlin just doesn't see that. And there are some people in this world that do not see how what you say can affect a person, how it can fuck someone up for life. People don't see that, and Caitlin's one of those people. As for Alexis, I feel like she became more genuine towards the end. At first, she's portrayed as this bitchy type leader, but at the ending, she becomes better. She's just all like, I'm generally sorry. I may not have you as part of my group, but I am sorry it's like this. And for Alexis, I'm just all like, well, she was okay. She's not a bad leader. I'm glad. I could say Caitlin is more of a leader because she's bitchier. I kind of wanted the role reversal in there, but at the same time, I was glad that it wasn't in there. You know? Okay, let's get to, AJ in this, because I feel like Caroline is a more important part of this book, and we'll discuss that in huge detail because oh my god, that twist just killed me, guys. Okay, as for AJ, I felt like he was very fitting love interest for Sam. They didn't have a single thing in common, but at the same time he brings her out of her shell, and I just love that. I loved their first kiss. It was adorable. I love how it's just like, I just loved everything about AJ and Sam's relationship, from the whole, hey, you teased me about my stutter in elementary school and that wasn't cool, and just because I'm talking to you doesn't mean we're friends or anything. I like how he doesn't, as soon as she apologized, he doesn't automatically forgive her just like that. He has to see that she genuinely means it. And I love that part of the book because, apology means nothing unless through words. It's shown by action. So I liked that part. I liked how it just wasn't immediately he wasn't immediately okay with it. How there were times where it's like, okay, yeah, you did this to me and I didn't like it. I liked that part. I liked how they actually talked about what they did and how she really sincerely apologized for him. The guitar scene was really cute. I liked Sam's little visions in her head. Those were pretty funny. The whole, I just want to walk up and kiss you like this, but I'm not going to, so I'm just going to imagine it. I like how we tapped into her brain right there and just like, that's funny. That was a really good portrayal in that book of fantasy, and I'm just like, whoa. The first time she has a fantasy and it's with Brandon, someone she hardly knows. I don't know, she walks up to him and just kisses him like that. I'm like, whoa, this girl is just all ballsy. And then it turns out it's just a dream. I'm like, how many times has a real life girl actually genuinely done that? Probably countless times. So I do like the execution of the fantasies. They're done very well. And, I think that's all I can say about AJ. Loved his and Sam relationship. Loved how he wasn't automatically okay with anything. I just loved everything about this book. Guys. And oh my god, if I start tearing up, guys, I'm sorry. It's just so many feels in this book. So many feels. And then now we're discussing Caroline. Caroline was a huge part of this story. She's the one who, quote unquote, introduced Sam to Poet's Corner. She's the one friend of Sam she was actually comfortable around. And then it turns out Caroline is not real. Caroline is a girl who invented Poet's Corner because she was depressed, she was alone, and the one solace she found was through poetry. She wrote out poetry. She was telling the janitor, Mr. B, about why she wanted to start a secret poetry club. She was all like, I know it sounds nuts, and I love how the janitor just told her, no, it doesn't sound crazy. It's actually a great idea. So I loved how she started this group, and I'm just over here going like, I'm bawling my eyes out because it turns out that she died back in 2007. She dies back in 2000. Turns out she was actually not there at any time. She was just part of Sam's subconscious. And I'm just like, wow, that just really brought me to tears because I felt myself getting attached to Caroline. I felt that she was a good friend, that she was everything Sam needed her to be. And then it turns out she's not real. She's part of Sam's subconscious. And then when her and her therapist, which is Dr. Sue, and I totally forgot to talk about Shrink Sue. She was amazing. I just feel like we should talk about them together, like the Shrink Sue and the Caroline. I love how in the moments wherever Sam is totally freaking out because she just found out that Caroline died back in 2007. I love the whole, it turns out she's not real. Ironic, right? And I make one new friend and she's not even fucking real. Like, I love how she's breaking down. I love how it's just not okay that she imagined someone. So, and I loved Sam's breaking down scene. I felt bad for her, but at the same time, it was perfectly executed for someone who was having an anxiety attack / meltdown. Because I have had those before. So I'm just all like, oh, perfectly executed right there. And I love how Dr. Sue just deconstructs her brain and says, okay, when did Caroline start showing up? They go through every single scene that Caroline is in, and it starts to make sense. It starts to make perfect sense about why Sam has imagined everything, because every time Sam is nervous about something, Caroline always has showed up. Showed up to be there for her, and I'm just over here going like, wow. That was just so perfectly executed, and why Sam saw Caroline all this time. It was perfectly executed. I loved how her doctor was all like, "You're not crazy, Sam. Your mind just wanted you to think what it wanted to think. One thing, it doesn't make you crazy. It makes your brain different, and there's nothing crazy about that." And I just love her therapist, because even if Sam thinks she's crazy, her therapist doesn't think she's crazy, and I'm just over here like, I don't think you're crazy. I think your mind mentally made someone for you just so it could cope. Because it is a coping mechanism to make someone up, like, children do it all the time. All the time, and that was perfect executed. I like how Caroline was actually a real person, how she found Poet's Corner, and how she was just like, okay, so people are wondering how did Sam know about Caroline? Well, it's really simple. Caroline had died in one of her old friends' houses. They researched her, and that's how she thought she forgot about Caroline, but Caroline was deep in her subconscious. So she starts, in the ending of the book, starts researching the Caroline who died and the Caroline her mind made up. And she starts seeing that, yeah, that Caroline did have the characteristics of a Caroline that was in that photo, but at the same time, she had differences that Sam's brain made up. And I love how that was deconstructed. I love how every single part of this book is explained, and I love the little tiny bow it's wrapped into. And then we get to Sam, the most important character. Sam is a lovable, fun character. I love her so much. So much. I love how she's coping with her OCD. Like, I like the books wherever they struggle with something and it's not just peachy and fine, everything's not okay. Not okay. I mean, she acts like everything is okay, but it's not. It's not. And I like how Rila betrayed it, because not everyone wants to know not everyone deserves to know what you have. Not everyone deserves to know your story. And I like how she selectively told the people she trusted about her OCD. I liked that part. I love Sam as a character. I love how she is sincere in every apology she does. I like how at the ending she breaks away from the eight. She really does. She breaks away from the eights, is what she calls them. Just breaks away from it because she can't handle it anymore. They're not making her crazy, but at the same time, she has feel like this relationship with her friends has been toxic and she doesn't want that anymore. So I like how she's all like, okay, you guys, I'll always remember you, but we're not the same people that we were back in elementary school, but we've drifted apart. I like how that was executed. Like the whole, I'll see you guys later. It wasn't, closing the chapter on them, not like saying, hey, we can never be friends again. But at the same time, she was pointing out, I need to do this for me, and I need not make it about you. And that was perfectly executed. I like how Sam at the beginning was a character that didn't show much thing. But Sam, I love Sam. She shows so much character development through this book, and it's perfectly executed, and I just love it. Now we're getting down into the heavier stuff. The things I didn't like about this book, anything comes to mind, nothing does. There was nothing I didn't like about this book, which is why I got a 10 out of 10 for me. There's nothing wrong with this book. This book is perfectly executed. It's brilliant, and I love it. Love it. So everything I love about this book, everything. I love the relationships. I love the betrayal of OCD. I just love it all around, and it was amazing. And there was no plot holes. There is no nothing. Everything is explained and perfectly executed, which is amazing for an author who has only wrote 2 books. 2 books. So I would love to praise Tamara Irelandstone, and I'll definitely be picking up another one of her books because I feel like she could become one of my favorite authors, like Ellen Hawkins and Rochelle Mead. I mean, she could be up there, guys. She could really be up there with them. As for the whole favorite scene in this book, oh my god, where to begin in the favorite scenes? There is just, sorry, my nose, there is just so many multiple favorite scenes of my book that I can't even narrow down to one, guys. Guys, I think the whole AJ and her kissing in the pool scene. Can we talk about the fact that her and AJ had sex for a minute, though? Oh my god. I did not expect the whole AJ and Sam sex scene to happen. It hit me out of nowhere. I was just like, okay. Like, if you watched my Fangirl review, it was, one thing I didn't like about Fangirl was how there was this whole tension of oh, I should have sex with him, and nothing happened. Well, this book, there is no tension, should I have sex with him, there is no nothing, there is no warning. It was just all like, I read the line, I never imagined my first time to be quite like this, and I'm like, wait, what? What? They had sex? When did this happen? I don't know. So that was a sneaky little thing that she added into there, and I just loved it. It was just like, oh my god, I love it. I love how it's just like, it's just something I did. I'm like, But yeah, I guess that this AJ and Sam scenes are my favorite of this book. Which there's a lot of AJ and Sam scenes. Oh my god. A lot. Okay, and the whole, would I want to see this book in the book turned into movie? Fuck yeah, I would love to see this book turned into movie. Movie makers, make it happen. Make this book into a movie because it is an amazing book. Amazing book. Like, it took, 13 Reasons Why so long to get, for option on film. And that is a good book. That's a great book. This book and that book, if you are in the mood for contemporary reads, I definitely recommend these 2. And another new question that I did in one of my videos that I totally forgot about now. I would love to play Sam in this. I feel like I would love to. But if I didn't get options for Sam, I would love to play Caroline because, oh my god, this book is just perfect. Alright guys, that does it for this one. Next book I am reading. If you haven't read the next 3 books, haven't seen the next 3 books I'm reading from my videos. The first one I'm reading is A Retribution of Mara Dyer. The second one, by Michelle Hawkins, sorry. Second one I'm reading is Tease by Amanda Maisel. And last but not least, I'm reading The Van Allen Legacy by Melissa de la Cruz. So I'm just over here going like, So that's it for that book review. I hope you guys liked it. And guess what, guys? I finished my reading challenge for the month, and I'm so happy about that. I finished it for the month of September. Hopefully I'll read one more of these books by the end of it. Maybe Tease is gonna be the next book I finish, because look how short that book is compared to The Van Allen Legacy and The Retribution of Mara Dyer. That is a pretty short book. But if you guys have read Every Last Word, comment down below, let me know what you thought about it. But if you haven't read Every Last Word and I spoiled a lot for you, sorry, but I would still recommend picking this book up because it's an amazing book. It is truly amazing. And there you guys have it. Like, subscribe, favorite, share, do whatever you want with this video. Alright, bye guys. I'll see you later.